Hey, Bob. Thank you. Wow, it's taking me like 30 minutes to even try to set this stuff up, and I don't even know if I am half successful. Like, monitoring's not really working the way I want it to. Everything just works so well when you're just playing around, but as soon as you're actually clicking the broadcast button, everything just totally breaks. Uh, Getting any audio at all? I might be, I'm not sure. Video quality source is all I can do. God, I'm getting these really weird playback artifacts. Does it? Oh, okay, so maybe it's just my... Oh, okay, cool. And are you getting audio from the game itself too when I have the game window up? I'm getting a little bit, but just completely trusting you to be my eyes and ears on this one, Bob. I don't know. It's quite, yeah, isn't it though? I mean, I've kind of turned it down a little bit because I want to make sure that my voice is audible. I was doing a lot of back and forth testing. Let's see if I start up the campaign simply. I delete the save slot. I just played a few minutes just to make sure that the audio levels were okay, and I guess I failed at that. But let's just play for a few minutes and see what happens. Okay, start. So some of the time, I don't know if I mean seriously, if I want to do this to any greater extent, I should probably get a proper microphone. I'm just way too stingy considering how rarely I stream, but it's kind of difficult to find a perfect balance. So uh, I don't know. I mean, it looks fine in my actual OBS window and everything, but well, we'll see. Oh, nope, nope. Kind of tab myself out of it. There we go. Okay, cool.
They are rage, brutal, without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear until it is done.
Yeah. So they're going kind of hard on this intro. It's a very cold intro. Like, hey, here you are. Stuff's happening. There's a bit of mystique to it. I think there's some sort of plot twist, like how did I end up here and so on. And that's cool. I think it's balanced okay with the game audio. Oh, all right. It's Doom. All right. It's very shooty. All right. This is literally as far as I've. Thanks. This is literally as far as I've played thus far, just for the sake of checking the volumes. So this is a very heavy game. I mean, performance-wise, my PC's kind of struggling a bit, so I had to stream in 720p instead of 1080 just to be able to have it at medium settings. So maybe it's time to upgrade my graphics card. Let's see about this. Well, okay, so this has a nice little look at this little nice rim around this thing. So it's got the whole highlight thing going on. I'm gonna press E. Oh, here we go. All right, so it's kind of like a holographic type recording. See, this is like an
We
opt-in
have to
cutscene.
contain this.
Ah, sweet. Right. I like the look of it already. So I'm not really... I've tried to media blackout on this game a little bit because I was really looking forward to giving it a go without being too, you know, hyped up about it and you know how stuff can get sometimes when a game is brand new and everyone's talking about it. So I tried to dodge it a little bit, and then now with the Steam sale, I thought I'd give it a go. A bit early for it to be on sale, though. But I've heard good things about the game, so I thought I'd give it a chance. Here we go. Let's see. That's a good point. Thanks. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, it's true. I mean, people get conditioned, and since I'm not really a streaming partner or whatever, I can only actually stream at source settings, so some of my previous stuff was, you know, 1080p and probably quite heavy. Oh yeah, no, it's Steam summer sale and it's crazy as always. I also got this War of Mine and Stardew Valley, so hopefully I'll get around to playing those. Select mission available threat level. Okay. There we go. Oh.
Cannot determine the cause of the demonic invasion until the Resop satellite is brought back online.
Oh, sweet. I did not know that. Thanks, Bob. This is cool. Okay, so obviously this is my first objective.
I'm Dr. Samuel Hayden. I'm the head of this facility. I think we can work together and resolve this problem in a way that benefits
I
us
do not
both.
trust Samuel Hayden. And neither does my character. Okay. Codex entry, I'm getting stuff, right. Wow, okay, so let's just compare this for a second to the latest Doom game, the one from, what was it, 2000 and... oh shit, how old am I now? Way too old, like 03, 04 or something? That game did the whole very slow Spielberg intro, which I as a game designer often do myself, right? I love the slow intros or whatever. This one, it's almost like it's taken a hint from free-to-play games where they're so worried that they're going to lose the player's interest if they don't show you the combat immediately. The first thing that happens is I get to shoot a bunch of stuff, and it's all cool and stuff, and it's a lot quicker. So the older one had you go through a lot of very, very slow ramp-up because reasons. I mean, that works a lot better if you're going for a horror aesthetic. What I've heard about this game, 2004, thank you. What I've heard about this one is that this one is a lot more actiony and a lot less horror-y, and yeah, so let's go with that. It's really fast and slick. It's a shame it's such a heavy game. I have these nifty 144 hertz monitors, which are brilliant when I'm playing something competitive like Overwatch or whatever. But oh, this is where they teach me to do the guacamole thing. So they have the guacamole mechanics, I think, where you just need to get something to be really, really damaged, and then you can do the finishing move and that's stuff. Okay, press F. Okay, so here's it. Okay, glory kills. Not to be confused with Glory Hole. Dealing damage to demons will cause them to stagger. Blue highlight, moving to close range. Got it. Attack demons at any angle, including from above. Okay, brilliant. So here's an interesting thing. There's this other zombie walking towards me. I wonder if that would have messed up the scripting. Like if I see that, let that other guy see me and react to me, does the window for the glory kill disappear? But I'm guessing right now the only way to get out of this situation is by pressing F. Incidentally, another way of doing tutorials that I'm very partial to because I just don't like people cocking up. So here we go, F key. Oh my god. And I've got this gun that doesn't seem to be that into reloading or anything. It doesn't seem like it has to. There we go. Yeah, Doom 3 favor the horror aesthetic, flashlight, yeah. Sure. No, I think so too, but though I have a lot to say for the validity of doing horror in first person, and so does Capcom apparently, because Konami did it, I suppose. So there we go. Press E. Yes, this is a different blue highlight. E. Yes, give me something that shoots fast. Or not. This looks like a shotgun. Are you? Yes. Combat shotgun. Tab. Right, and I can do the whole thing. Okay, so these days I'm getting old, right? But these days, whenever I see this, this kind of overlay and I have the weapons and I have all the exclamation points and I know that I'm in for a lot of reading. I mean, there's no really better way of hinting to the player that there's new information to be had, but like going through all of this stuff and it's you know, it's almost like I want to split my gameplay session into multiple sessions. I hope I can access some of this information from the main menu. So if I ever feel like doing a Doom game backstory reading type thing, I can also go in with that in mind and just sit in the main menu reading stuff. This really breaks fiction, and it's easy to get around. I just need to not do it, but it feels like a waste. Hey, game devs, how's this for an idea for a companion app, right? Have a companion app that contains all this kind of crap like in this codex, and let me read it while I'm on the toilet or something, because that is when I want to read that kind of stuff. That is the only time I ever read, you know, written booklets, manuals, anyway. So yeah, let me just access that same thing. You know, give me a push notification when I exit the game that tells me all the stuff that I actually collected, info-wise, and then I just bring that with me on the toilet or read it on the bus or something, and that kind of keeps me in the fiction until next session. Right, back to killing stuff. Press E. Yes, this is a good opportunity to scare a guy. There we go. That's Imp 2016, I guess. I need to get close because this is a shotgun.
At unsafe level.
Demonic presence. Okay, so that's interesting. So there's such a thing as demonic presence at unsafe levels. Incidentally, that does suggest that there are safe levels of demonic presence, which I'm not really sure how that works. You guys saw how this door worked, by the way? So anytime there's a door that has to be gotten through by sort of like using a special animation or something like that, it means that it's going to remain locked forever, 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 and I can never go through that way. So that's a way of gating the player and making sure that, you know, flow is not broken. But also they're probably doing some clever tricks behind the scenes, like unloading whatever's going on behind that door or whatever. So, okay.
Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in effect.
Yeah, no, VR is going to be an interesting one, Bob. That's going to be proper interesting. I think much of the issues may come from maneuvering and stuff, as with any other genre, which may actually work to the in the favor of the horror aesthetic, because moving around is probably going to be very different. Like WASD controls in VR is only conceptually feasible. It seems to be so-so with regards to efficiency. So okay, so they're doing stuff over there. I'm wondering if it's maybe rude to interrupt them. Like maybe, can I stealth these fuckers? Can I just choose not to engage? This stuff. Okay, I heard yelling, shouting, screaming stuff. Does that mean they know I'm here? Okay, so this is my default weapon. Cool. Is there a concept of like hearing for the enemies? Like, can I stealth them to any extent? Oh, I got armor. Yeah, no, these guys are kind of... So these are clearly like just cannon fodder enemies, and so long as they're the equivalent of the Resident Evil zombies, I will do what I do in Resident Evil, which is to say I will use my infinite ammo weapon and just save like shotgun ammunition and stuff for whatever actually requires it. Like anything that walks towards me in a straight line very slowly. Okay, so press E. That's gonna give me some. Oh, that's nasty. Yeah, no, I agree. That's like a good way of communicating that. Okay, something has actually, something's around, and then a different type of scream for, oh, they know I'm here. Okay. Guacamole. Here we go. God. So this whole thing with the finishing moves, there's actually a bit of a story about that. So I usually give people a lot of crap for pretending like just because one thing happens in one game before another game, it means that whatever game did something first inspired everything else, and that's just basically not true. And I think I talked about that at length in my Mad Max thingy, because of all the people claiming that, you know, oh, this is clearly like ripped off from Ubisoft games or whatever. I like that, by the way. I love the custom animation type thing, not just walking on the ground. See, in this instance, I actually think using this gun is better. But yeah, so I had a bit of a story. So what I was gonna say is this. Way back when I was a young boy, young supple boy, I had this idea one time about having a mechanic where like you could go into these cinematic type cutscenes when certain should we say criteria were met, and it was a first person game that featured a lot of melee combat. This was back when I was working back at Avalanche Studios, I think in 2005. Shit, I am proper old. So back in 05 when I was working at Avalanche, and I got this idea, right? So what I'm talking about is essentially a combat mechanic that functioned a little bit like the Arkham games, and this was way before the Arkham games, and this was in first person, right? Now, nobody on the planet, probably most people with whom I worked back at Avalanche back in those days, don't even remember me doing this. They might not even remember it as an especially good idea, but I thought it was really, really awesome with that kind of mechanic. So to have something logic driven where, for instance, like, if whatever enemy you are close to killing is the last enemy in the room, then you can go into the cinematic mode where you can kill said enemy in a very gory and dramatic fashion, right? Oh, okay, look at that. And no one remembers me doing that. Very few people ever heard of me doing that. And then suddenly a few years later, people did that stuff all over, and they're still doing it, and they're looking into various gory cinematic ways of finishing enemies. And it's all rules driven, and some of the stuff doesn't trigger if there are still enemies around, because, you know, those enemies might kill you while you're stuck in an animation finishing something off. And I'm happy that this evolution is happening. I'm just a little bit sad for my own sake, because that game that I designed never actually ended up shipping. So that was a bit sad. It's like my idea. I wanted to make a game where I think I might have mentioned this before, where you had a racing game that was multiplayer, and it was like a combat racing game, a bit like Wipeout, where one player is actually controlling the hovercraft, and the other one is actually controlling the weapons. Right? I thought that was a good division of labor. And then comes Mario Kart Double Dash back in the day, which does exactly this. Now you can say that Mario Kart is a different game than Wipeout, but incidentally, Mario Kart inspired Wipeout because whoever came up with it apparently was playing Mario Kart while listening to electronic
I'm
music.
willing to take full responsibility for the horrible events of the last 24 hours, but you must understand. Our interest in their world was purely for the betterment of mankind.
Yep.
Everything has clearly gotten out of hand now, yes. But it was worth the risk. I assure you.
Hey, look at that. That's a nice way of doing intros. I mean, I understand that some of the guys at Overkill actually helped make Doom, and these kinds of intros have been popular since at least Riddick, and some of the guys at Overkill made the Riddick game for Xbox, and they had this kind of intro-esque type thing, like you do some gameplay and stuff, and you do stuff that's supposed to be like an overture or representative of the game as a whole, and then you do the credits thingy. By the way, how Bloodborne was that very first scene? Just throwing that out there. Yes! Yes, theme song. Okay, I think this is Mars. Get your ass to Mars, or maybe away from Mars. Have you available objectives, left alt mission information on your helmet's display. E dismiss. Okay, discover the cause, find the resource ops entrance. Yeah, but I'm expecting a very linear and very cinematic and very should we say paced experience. So let's do I just jump down there? Like, is this their way of saying falling damage is not a thing? I suppose. Impact compensation. There was a little text that said impact compensation. That's cool. I wish I had that in real life. Okay. This is Mars. By the way, this is like a little spurt of escapism that I'm forcing myself to go through because today is the day that the whole Brexit thing was announced, and that makes me very sad. Just throwing that out there. Makes me sad. I love the Brits. They're fun. They have shit food, but they're fun. Okay. Oh, look at that. Imps in the background. I hope this game doesn't get overly philosophical on us and like tries to teach us that in fact the true demon was man. Oh, here we go. Look at that. I'm Ahmed. Shoot you in the vagina. Sorry. I'm just try not to do the Arnold voice way too much. Ow. Oh, that guy has a gun. Okay, I'm really guessing that this whole thing with with the finishing moves is not going to be optional. Yeah, I am very damaged. Oh, how Zelda is that? I mean, does anyone seriously think that I would have gotten that much health if I wasn't so low on it? Come on. Of course I wouldn't have. No, you're right, Bob. They're not going to do that. It would be an extremely poor taste. Also quite funny, though. I mean, that could be like an alternate ending. Silent Hill style. You really have to work for it. Pinata indeed. That's very true. Yes. So, am I to assume that when they go orange, it's not quite as as good timing-wise? Like, when they get orange, is that just to tell me that my timing window is like going away for doing the finishing move, or is it to kind of indicate that I'm not going to get the same kind of rewards? I'm not really sure what they're trying to communicate. I don't know. Orange is the new something. Oh, I like the anims. I like the animations. It's quite impressive. I'm also quite happy that this game came out and it's as good as it is, because it could have gone either way. Like, whenever things get this delayed, and some of the stuff that I've heard apparently happened during development over at Bethesda, it could have gone either way, to be sure. I heard that, some big shot order the team to make this game at least as impactful as the original Doom, which is like, it's easy enough to say, but to have that as some sort of vision statement for the team is, imagine the pressure of working on that team. Oh, okay, well, I suppose that makes sense. Yeah, that's why I always feel so late to the party somehow, because whenever I get close I feel like, oh, it's getting orange, I'm probably running out of time or something, but nope. Okay, I wonder to what extent the game will actually allow a guy to just run through it. Blue access. Okay, I need to find the blue access keys. Cool. Hey, look at that. That's a collectible. Do I shoot it? Do I? No. Oh, come on. Whatever. Don't do me like that. Okay. I guess I'm not getting that. Okay. Oh, is that the blue key card? So this is basically the key card tutorial, and I'm going to guess that there's like another tutorial built into this, and it's the one that teaches you that once you do something like pick up a key card, you're in for some shit on the way back. So let's try to find that out. Come on. Come on. Cheap scare. No? Okay then. Access granted. Ooh, frag grenade. Okay. Equipment system. That's cool. Tab. So left control can use recharge. Cycle through available by pressing F2 or F1. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So wait. So. But wait. Auto map. Okay. Thank you. But so how do I use the? Okay. So Praetor suit tokens, environmental resistance, next upgrade. I don't have any of those. So how do I use the equipment? Left control. Sure, got it. But then, so what button? Grenades? Anyone? I'm not really sure how to use grenades. Is that like in the controls? Let's just check the controls. Key bindings. Next weapon, switch weapon mod. Use equipment, left control. Oh yeah, of course, left control. Gotcha. God, I read left control as left mouse. Because when I played the original Doom, back in the day, the left control was the shoot button, so I think my brain got that messed up. Here we go. Boom, yes. Like that. The thing I always find interesting to figure out with these games is like, at what rate are they going to introduce new concepts? Because I've been killing a lot of these guys, and I don't think I'll see the end of that for a long time, to be honest. Not that I mind or anything, but I just think it's usually interesting because much of this stuff is metrics driven, so it's always interesting to see like at what point their metrics suggested that, okay, people are getting bored, throw a new enemy at them. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, you're right. It's completely proximity, Bob. Cool. Okay, checkpoint reached. I jump down. Does seem like it. Not much else to do. I could probably jump over there if I feel like it. There's a bit of a branch. There's a bit of a branch. But I'm not, no, I'm not making that jump. But mind you, I could have tried. Let's see. Geronimo! Oh yeah, I did make it. I'm just wondering what the critical path is. But I'm guessing the game's not gonna let me miss it. Ah. Cool. Ah. Oh, this has this sniper function? Yeah, nice, not bad. Does this do anything? It's like, looks like some sort of, I don't know. Okay, so down the side path we go. That little droid type thingy. There's another side path. Out of these little side paths. What do you have? Combat support drone, weapon modifications. Oh, look at that, weapon mods. Okay, charge burst, explosive shot. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. See, meaningful choice. I have to do one. I have to do the other. I can't do both. Wish I could try them out first, but you know. Do I purchase that with anything? Like, what do I purchase it with? Oh, so they, yeah, it's purchase in spirit, sort of. It's not really purchasing, is it? Beat that poor drone up. Ah, I'll get around to you eventually. Just need to know, where am I going? Hey, look at that. More stuff. Press E? What does that do? Oh, audio log! What does it do? Okay. Cool. Sure. Here we go. Oh boy. Imp. Okay, let's try this. Bam. Oh, nice. I know, right? I mean, that's... Oh boy. Yeah. No, it's not nice to just punch something and just take its shit. Oh, nice. Some of these are cool. I wonder how many of these they have per enemy. I'd like to see that Excel spreadsheet. And I'd like to see the, I'd like to have seen the look on the faces of the animators when they were told how many of them they'd have to make. Okay. Okay, is there anything in here? What's in here? Nice. Oh, this is a good time for this. Yes. Explode. Not the widest area of effect on the explosion, I have to say. That's true. Though, in this instance, there was no audio, I think. It was just like some text fluff. There we go. God, the environments are pretty nice. Quite large, too. I mean, the older Doom was a little bit more claustrophobic than this one. Ow. It's good I'm not completely lost with regards to the FPS controls. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch lately, so it's not that massive a transition actually. I think it's kind of safe to assume that they probably have like this, at least one finishing animation per angle, at least. Ah. Level design is really good. I find it really frustrating if enemies just kept getting up to places where I couldn't really reach them for the finishing thingamajig, though sometimes I guess it's acceptable. Oh, oh. Yes, of course. Let's be on Battle.net and play. Do you play Overwatch, Bob? Yes. Uh-oh, something's behind me. Ah, yes. Well, I want to say that I play Overwatch. To be honest, I play Roadhog. I play Roadhog well, but I just play Roadhog, which puts me in a good spot to use the shotgun. I at least understand this weapon. Yeah, we'll see. That's what matters. Ah. Oh, that is very satisfying. And it does take a little bit of a, like, there's a bit of skill required in using this whole thing. And what kind of class do you like playing, though? Like, you like shooting stuff a lot, or do you like tanking? Do you like support? Oh yeah, no, Genji, dude. I'm not even gonna. It's really hard. They have a couple of really nice sniper classes in Overwatch. I think both Hanzo and what's your face, Widowmaker, really fun. Oh, nice. Oh, Red Barrel. Doom was the original Red Barrel game, I think. I wonder if there was ever any company that went out of business because of the popular, like, pop cultural associations with red barrels. Like, after Doom, it was impossible for a given business to produce the kind of drum cans they did because people just assumed they'd be dangerous because they were red. Oh yeah. Yeah, crap, Winston. Yeah, Winston's kind of fun. There you go. Thanks for keeping me company. Right now you're the only one watching my stream, Bob. Much appreciated. Haven't been streaming in such a long time and I thought I'd get back to it. I finally got good internet back. So I used to have this internet solution from a provider that's well known in Sweden to just simply not be very good. And now I got proper internet again, so I have up to 1 gigabit. So I felt like it was safe to do the streaming. I think red barrels are kind of universal, like it's a pretty bad choice of color. Okay, let's see, where are we gonna end up? Okay, I'm guessing maybe this is like the way back. I'm thinking maybe I'm not supposed to go this way unless I want to go through the whole... Like, maybe I missed the critical path. Maybe I was supposed to jump down back where I did. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, did I just cock up? Yeah, I think I went the wrong way. Yeah, I need to do a better job of advertising when I stream, I guess. I'm not sure, like, is this a very popular game as far as streaming is concerned? Do a lot of people stream Doom right now? I was actually quite surprised to see it discounted at all. One of my colleagues from work said, hey, I want to talk to whoever decides on this stuff, because if your game's doing as well as I think this one is, maybe not put it on sale. Let's go through here. Alright, here it was. Am I supposed to go down here? What does this do? Cool. Nope, not supposed to go that way. See, this is interesting from a level design point of view. Please tell me where I'm supposed to go. There's the... Oh, here we go. Map. Multiplayer, huh? Is the multiplayer any good? Did you try? Let's go up here. Oh yeah, that's what they were hinting at with the guy who jumped down here, letting me know that this is a path up. Oh boy, something's obviously shooting at me. I like the audio design. I think it's very well made. Like, the game in general is just... Hey, look, green. Green means go here. But I don't want to, because there's always some level designer just lying to me. Level designers are evil. They're just lying and lying. Yeah. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay.
Welcome to the UAC. Now 221 accident-free days.
Well, that's good. Oh, okay.
God rested on the seventh day, but imagine how much further along we would be if he hadn't. The UAC is committed to excellence. That's why we implemented the 7-day work week. Now you can achieve greatness alongside your coworkers every day.
UAC did
Let's
not
begin our
implement the
strategy.
7-day work week. The games industry did. Not bitter. Yeah, why would anyone leave with that? Okay, rip and tear, combat available challenges. Yeah, so I suppose this is like level 1 or whatever, so this is a decent enough point to save and exit, I guess, and I'll see about maybe advertising it a bit better when I play next. If you're feeling up for it, Bob, if you're still on, maybe a bit of Overwatch right about now would be good. And anyone else watching this in the archives or on YouTube, thank you so much for that. So I'm sorry if this was not super duper interesting, but I just wanted to do a blind playthrough. It's not the same as when I do something like the Bloodborne thing or whatever. With those, I was a little bit prepared at least. In this instance, not so much. So yeah, thanks to everyone who has watched or will watch.